Now, an i24News exclusive. We meet with the first female undercover police officer who went into the West Bank during the Intifada in the early 2000s as part of an elite Mista Arvim unit. Our French senior military correspondent, Matthias Inbar, with the story.
Hello, Shir. Thank you. This is your playground. You served in this position between 2002 and 2006. How does it feel to come back here?
First of all, you knew exactly where to take me, because I hadn't been here since I left the security forces. It reminds me of a lot of things, a lot of memories. It's good to be back.
No pressure. How does it make you feel?
Weird, maybe. I feel at home here. It's like coming back to the neighborhood where you grew up when you were young. Then, suddenly, the adrenaline rushes up. But frankly, it's very nice to come back here.
What does it mean to be the first woman to be an undercover cop in the Special Forces?
Look, it means a lot. Beyond the fact that it means being constantly out in the field, being an undercover Special Forces policewoman in the field. Because being a woman in this unit is already very complicated. It is something new. The relationship with all men is complex, especially in a very macho society. I can say that the war I fought was in the field, but also to make room for unity.
What does it mean to be an undercover policewoman in a daily life?
It means having a life out of the ordinary. It means living in the field, being in the field, getting to know the other's culture, being creative all the time, never resting for a single second. It is living life in many different ways.
Didn't you speak any Arabic before?
Yes, that's right. We haven't been taught to speak Arabic. Everything was really secretive because, as you know, no one is going to have doubts about a woman, knowing that it is already very hard to recognize men disguised. The officers had kept it secret to avoid clues to suggest that there were women in the unit. I can tell you that almost no one suspected us. But yes, you have to work hard to reach this level. It's being able to completely blend in with the crowd, to be like the people around you in the village, like extras in a movie, to know their culture perfectly. We don't just use language to communicate. It's all about knowing. It's choosing a character. It goes beyond clothes and disguise. It's mastering body language, facial expressions. It's walking on the street without looking people in the eye. It's a lot of things you learn during training to get to the field.
Is there one story you remember very well?
It was a huge operation in Hebron. We were about to arrest 4 wanted and armed people. There were helicopters in the air, a lot of ground forces, army jeeps ready to intervene. It was a joint mission with the military. That day, my partner played the role of my husband. We got into position, once we had visited every corner of the village. I remember this path leading to a restaurant. We were positioned on the side. We had to look at the place to see if anybody was fleeing. The wanted were already in the restaurant. We caught them in the act. A first force then intervened with weapons in hand to proceed with the arrest. The helicopters were close to us, and IDF jeeps had entered the village. My partner and I started to walk towards the restaurant, and it was obvious that nobody around knew who we were. I was telling myself then that I was going to get into the car and that the operation was over. But it was at this point that one of the suspects ran away in our direction with a weapon in hand. We knew it was up to us to stop him, even though it seemed that I was walking calmly through the village. I received a lot of orders at the same time, and I thought about a lot of things. I had to know where the other police officers were, and at the same time concentrate on blocking this determined and armed man. My partner then gave him a shoulder kick, and the man fell. But he was so full of adrenaline that he tried to get up and run away. I pulled out my revolver and put it to his temple.
How did he first look at you? What was his impression?
It was right in the heart of the village. The first time he saw an Arab woman, a nun, who put a gun to his temple. He was shocked and was completely paralyzed. He could have shot me since we were very close to each other, but the element of surprise succeeded and he didn't react. It was a very important operation for me, since I managed to operate with all the doubts that were about whether I was even capable of succeeding. I also think that the way my partners saw me changed.